Hi everyone. I hope you're all okay. Are you ready to have some fun with us today? Brilliant. And today is even more fun and special. Do you know why? Well, it's because it's our 1-year birthday. Yes, we've had a whole year together of songs, challenges, Bible stories, praying and memory verses. Can you believe it? So, to keep with our traditions, let's go and welcome everybody.
Welcome everyone and say hello, say hello, say hello. Welcome everyone and say hello, I'm glad you came.
Yay! Thank you so much for a wonderful welcome. And I love that you've come to join us today as we have a bit of a party and celebrate being one today. And as you can see, I have a little tiara. It's my party tiara, so I'm a party princess. I have a cracker and I even have a party whistle. How cool is that? So we've done so much fun things over this past year, haven't we? And we've done lots of videos and these have been jam-packed with Bible stories. I wonder, can you remember any of those stories? You can! Well done. Shall we test your memory a little bit? Are you up for an added challenge? You think you are? I like your confidence. Okay, come on then. So, in our first ever video, we talked about Jesus turning water into a different drink. Can you remember what the drink was? Well done, it was wine. Okay, another question. What is the second fruit of the Spirit? Can you remember how our song went? That might give you a clue. It's quite tricky, that question, isn't it? It's joy. Well done. Do you have the fruit of the Spirit song going round and round in your head now? How are you getting on? Do you think you could answer one more question? You do. Okay. So in the Old Testament, we heard about creation when God made the world. But after God had created the light, the sky, the land, the moon and the stars, sea and creatures and animals, what did he create last? Did you remember? He made humans, didn't he? You and me. How awesome is your memory? You remembered the drink that Jesus made, joy and people. Oh, that reminds me a bit what's happening today. All of these things are good for a party, aren't they? And it's our birthday today, so shall we kick off our party with singing and praising God? And I think we should go and do our Fruit of the Spirit song, as it's already going round and round in our heads, isn't it?
The fruit of the Spirit's not a coconut. Fruit of the Spirit's not a coconut. If you want to be a coconut, you might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit, cause the fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Oh, the fruit of the Spirit's not a banana. The fruit of the Spirit's not a banana. You wanna be a banana? You might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit, cause the fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Oh, the fruit of the Spirit's not a watermelon. The fruit of the Spirit's not a watermelon. You wanna be a watermelon? You might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit, cause the fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Oh, the fruit of the Spirit is not a lemon. The fruit of the Spirit is not a lemon. If you want to be a lemon, you might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit, because the fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Oh, the fruit of the Spirit is not a cherry. The fruit of the Spirit is not a cherry. If you want to be a cherry, you might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit, because the fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Okay! Everybody knows that grapes come in bunches, so everybody get in big bunches. The fruit of the Spirit's not a grape. The fruit of the Spirit's not a grape. You want to be a grape, you might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit, because the fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. The fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control.
Hi everyone! Are you ready for today's challenges? I think you are, because I can still see some wiggly bottoms out there. And we've just done all that dancing to that song. You lot have got lots of energy. Well, because today is our first birthday, see, I've got my banner up, I've got my party hat on, I thought we'd start with a party game. So, let's play musical statues. We're going to play some music, and every time the music stops, you've got to stay really still until it starts again. If you move or you fall over, then you're out. Are you ready? Let's go. Play the music. Hope you didn't move. Right, I think that's enough now. Turn the music off. For our next challenge, I need you to think of as many excuses why you couldn't do anything or go somewhere in 15 seconds. Ready? Get the timer set. And go. Washing my hair, walking the dog, got to go and see my parents, I've got to go to work. Oh dear, we're out of time. I managed to get 4. How many did you get? Wow, you're really good at making up excuses, aren't you? Now then, for our last challenge, I need you to go and find a piece of paper and some colourful pens or pencils. You ready? Let's set the timer and go! Did you find some? I can only find a small pad yellow paper. But I managed to find my pencil case, and there's lots of different pens and pencils in there. So we've had to think of excuses why we couldn't go somewhere or do something. And we've had to go and find paper and pens. I wonder what today's story is about. Why don't we go over to Jordan and see if he can help us?
Yay, it's our birthday and party time. I love parties. Doesn't matter if it's my party or a friend's. Doesn't matter if it's a swimming party or a bouncy castle party. Doesn't matter if it's a baby shower or a wedding. If it's a party, well, I'm there. How about you guys? Raise your left hand if you love parties. Awesome. Just like me. Now I need you to leave that hand up and touch your nose with your right hand if you like birthday parties. Nod your head if you like sleepover parties, and stick your tongue out if you like swimming parties. Brilliant. So lift your feet up if you like weddings, and if you like Christmas parties, do a wiggle. Great. Awesome job, guys. And I love to see how much you enjoy parties too, which is perfect because today is all about parties. Jesus liked to tell stories to help people to understand things better. And these stories were called parables. Today's parable is about a huge party that a king threw for his son's wedding. Now, when you throw a party, is it just you? Or do you have friends as well? Of course you have friends get involved. Birthday parties just by yourself are just birthdays. And a sleepover party by yourself would just be going to bed. A wedding reception by yourself? Well, that would just be dinner. And the king didn't want just a dinner for his son. He wanted something special, a party. So he invited all of his friends and all of his family and all of the people that were important to him. And his son, of course. And since this was a king throwing a party for a prince, it was a whole lot of people invited. So how many do you think showed up? 0. Not a single person came. Not one. The king even sent some messengers out to go and get them. But they all said they were just too busy. They didn't have time for that, and their lives were much more important than princes' or kings' lives. The king was so upset, but he wasn't going to let this party become just a dinner. So he sent out his messengers again, and this time he told them to invite anyone and everyone that they saw. The room began to fill up, and that dinner turned into a party. These people weren't special. They weren't the king's friends or family. They weren't rich. They weren't famous. But they all came. And the king was so very happy. They all had a wonderful time eating delicious food, dancing to their favourite songs and having a great time together. Wow! What a party. I'd love to be at that one.
Wasn't that a great story? I bet they had a brilliant party, having fun together and sharing the special party food. Do you love going to parties? For birthdays? For weddings? At Christmas time maybe? Whatever we want to celebrate, it's good to have a party and share our happiness with friends. Did you listen to the story carefully today? Yes? Brilliant. Let's see how good your memory is as I ask you a few questions. Question number 1. What exciting event was happening in today's story? A party. That's right, a wedding party. Question number 2. Who was throwing the party? It was a king. They were celebrating his son's wedding. And question number 3. How many of the king's friends came to the party? None at all. The king must have been really disappointed that all his friends had something better to do than come to a party. But question number 4. Who came to the party in the end? Anyone and everyone, because the king made sure that everyone was invited. That was a really kind thing to do, wasn't it? How did you get on? Did you beat your score from last week? Yes, well done. You must have been listening really carefully. Now, I think it's time we said thank you to God. So let's go over to Karina for today's prayers.
In our story today, we heard about a king that sent loads of invites out to people to come to his party. Now, Jordan told us that sometimes Jesus used parables, do you remember that word, to teach us things. And this story was one of those parables. So Jesus was trying to teach us that God sends out our invitation to come to his heavenly party. We are all invited, but we need to decide, like the people did, whether we want to come to that heavenly party or whether we want to say, oh God, maybe next time. And that got me thinking. It's a little bit like when I send an invitation out for a party for my birthday, and I sometimes have a little slip on the bottom and it says RSVP, and that just means please tell me if you're going to come or not. So I thought that I would write an RSVP slip today for our prayer. We can talk to God. We can tell him whether we want to come to his party or not. So the first thing on my RSVP slip says to blank. And this is the person that's inviting me to their party. So God's inviting me to his party. So to God, I've written. And now it says, thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited for this party. Now I have to decide between I'd love to come or maybe next time. So God's party, I'd love to come. I'm going to give that a big tick. And then love Karina so that he knows who's accepted his party invitation. Okay, so I'm going to say a little prayer about my party invitation, and then maybe you could give it a go as well. So, dear Lord, thank you for this amazing invitation that you've given to everyone, that we can come and join you in that amazing party where you've got all of your family and friends. I'm so excited to come, and help me to bring even more people to the party with me by telling them how amazing you are. Amen. Now, I think in your challenges before, you got a piece of paper and some colouring pens or pencils. I think they might be perfect to use for you drawing your little RSVP slip and telling God whether you want to come to his party or not. Why don't you pause the video, give that a go, and then click play when you're ready.
So guys, it's time to do our memory verse. And last week, Lisa taught us a whole new memory verse. So I wonder how good your memories actually are. Can anyone remember all the actions to do it with me? So if I go through it now, and we'll do it together, and then maybe we'll see if we can do it a little bit faster, or even a little bit slower. Shall we have a go? Okay, so our memory verse is from Revelation chapter 1, verses 17 to 18. It says, "Don't be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am the living one. I died, but look, I am alive forever and ever." Did you remember it? Well done if you did, but don't worry if you didn't, because I don't think I'd have remembered it after 1 week. My memory is definitely not that good. So, shall we do it really quickly? Are you ready? So, from Revelation chapter 1, verses 17 to 18. "Don't be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am the living I died, but look, I am alive forever and ever. Now, I think we can go a tiny bit faster. Shall we have a go? So, from Revelation, chapter 1, verses 17 and 18. Don't be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am the living one. I died, but look, I am alive forever and ever. I wonder if you guys could have a competition at home with your brothers or sisters or mums or dads or whoever you're with and see who can remember all the actions and the words, remember where in the Bible it's from, but also who is the fastest. And now let's do it really slowly so that we've all got the actions so that you can have a go at doing this competition. And when you come back next week, I wonder who is going to be the best at remembering our memory verse. So, Revelation chapter 1, verses 17 and 18. Don't be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am the living one. I died, but look, I am alive forever and ever. Now I think it's time for us to go and sing a song. Are you ready to do some dancing? Come on then.
I like to think about the goodness of the Lord. He gives me everything I need and so much more. So I just want to lift my hands and say that I love him. I just want to lift my heart in praise. And I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to remember everything that the Lord has done. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to be I like to think about the goodness of the Lord. He gives me everything I need and so much more. So I just want to lift my hands and say that I love him. I just want to lift my heart in praise. And I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to remember everything that the Lord has done. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to remember everything that the Lord has done. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to be
What a wonderful song about being thankful to God for all the things he has done for us. He does so much for us every day. Our story today was a parable that Jesus told to help people he was talking to understand that God invites us to be part of his heavenly family. God wants everyone to be at the party of heaven. He wants us all to be there so much that he sent Jesus to die for us, so that all the sin and the bad things we do can be gone and we can be God's friend. We don't have to do anything special for this. God did all this for us because he loves us that much, and he wants us to be at his party that much. At first, in our story, the king only invited certain people to the party. But then later, he offered the invitation to absolutely anyone that wanted to come. He didn't force them to come, just invited them. That's like God. He doesn't force us to join him at his party. He just invites us, all of us. I wonder, will you say yes to his invitation? I hope you have a great week, and we hope to see you next time. Bye.